Hello everyone, my name is Jose Garcia, and in this video I'm going to give you a tip on how you can find the mass properties of an enclosed vessel in Creo without actually having to create an assembly. Now, contrary to popular belief, you actually can take mass properties and volume measurements in Creo without having to create an assembly. So let's see how that works. Let me go ahead and change my style here to shading with edges. Now I want a quick way to select all of these interior edges. And in order to do that, there are a couple of ways you can do this, right? You can go in there and select them one by one, but if you ask me, that seems like a lot of work. So this is a little tip that not even the best Creo users know about. If you select the bottom surface like so, then hold the shift key, select the top surface here, then let go of the shift key. That acts like a seed and boundary selection. Truly an amazing technique. So now that we have these surfaces selected, I'm going to hit Control C and Control V to copy and paste these surfaces. With that being said, I want to create a flat surface that closes off this whole interior surface selection. And in order to do that, I'm going to use the fill command. Now, I need to create a sketch. Even though you and I both know that this curve is flat, it still will not let us create a surface from those curves. So I'm just going to choose this face here to sketch on, and I will project both of these curves. I'll project this one and I'll project that one. Okay, I'll hit OK on this, and then I'm going to hit the green check mark. Now while we have this complete, we still need to merge this into one giant surface. So in order to do that, I have to change my selection filter down here to quilt. I can select the new fill that I just created, hold the control key and select all of the interior surfaces. Even though the solid body is on top, it doesn't matter. Then I can say merge. Now merging takes both of these quilts and makes them into one. So I'm going to hit the green check mark. And now you might be tempted to solidify this, but it's not a good idea to solidify this yet, because if you do, it's basically going to fill this whole vessel with that quote-unquote liquid, and then it's basically going to be like a giant revolve, which is not what we want. In this case, this is perfectly adequate. We can go into the analysis tool, and then over here there's the mass properties. Now notice how we have the ability to measure the mass properties of a solid geometry or an enclosed quilt. Now if I move my mouse over to that quilt that I just created and click it, it gives me the mass and it gives me the volume. Now I know what you're thinking, well, how are you supposed to measure the mass if this thing can only have one material assigned to it at a time? And that's an excellent question. If you go into File, Prepare, Model Properties, in the material you can say Change. You can have multiple materials in here. You can switch back and forth. You can assign different materials like so. And then if you have this material enabled, when you take your mass properties, it will give you the properties with respect to that material. Very, very nice. So even though Creo only allows you to do one material, you can switch back and forth. If, however, you wanted to do this in an assembly and take the mass properties of both the vessel and the water, for example, then you would have to create an assembly. But it's not that much different from here. You would simply use the copy geometry command, and you use the same technique of selecting the bottom face, holding the shift key, selecting the top face, and choosing your seed and boundary selection. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any further questions, please feel free to leave them below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.